Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler Birch,
And my name is Brandon Hugavine.
and we are here to talk to you today. We're with Pop Goes the Fandom, and we're going to talk about the Onward pops. Um, Stay with us if this video is a little off kilter. It's going to be our first one, so this was released on the first anniversary of Pop Goes the Fandom, March 24th, 2019. We launched our first podcast episode, and this is us trying the next step, trying to really kind of show you a little bit more about these things. There we go. Sorry, a little bit of system lag there. So hopefully just bear with us. Give us feedback on if you like it or not. If the lighting sucks, I'm sorry. I major in criminal justice, not AV production, unfortunately. Regretting a lot of life choices right now. But, so we're going to be talking about that. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about the Onward Funko Pops. So it felt like a really good time to talk about Onward. Just because it came out a couple weeks ago. We both went and saw it, so loved it. We're going to be talking about it a little bit later during discussion. But also, it just seemed really, important to talk about this because of the fact that it's going to be released on. Right, it's actually released on digital right now. It's going to be released on Disney Plus on April 3rd. So if you haven't seen it, you still can. It's going to be on Disney Plus. If you want to kick them a few bucks, you can also buy it digitally. I don't know about you, but I'm waiting until Disney Plus. Not because I'm a cheap guy. Well, a little bit because I'm a cheap guy. Also, just because it's like a week away. But so it's going to be good to talk about. I'm really excited to talk to you about it. I actually really enjoyed that film. So, like I said, Onward came out just a couple weeks ago. So that was actually going to be on, and I've lost it. So that was it was released on March 6th of 2020. So we're gonna have to do something about the notes for next time. So it was released in March 6th, 2020. So only a couple weeks ago, like I said. It did pretty well in the box office. I think it did like 30-ish, 35. And then it made about 103 million worldwide. Unfortunately, because of the coronavirus, obviously hasn't made much more since then. Not because of the quality of the movie, just because we're not supposed to gather in big groups of people.
No, you're not.
Yeah, and the movie theater is kind of closed right now, so it's hard to go see the new movies. So that's why it's coming out digitally, like we talked about before. But it's a movie. It stars Chris Pratt, Tom Holland. They're the two main characters, the two brothers. There's also Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Octavia Spencer playing the mother and then playing the Manticore. So those are really like the big names that are involved. But so pretty much the whole crux of it is back when, so there's Ian Lightfoot, and he's Tom Holland's character, and he's pretty much just an elf that looks like Tom Holland. So he's a little gangly guy, kind of like this guy actually. So he doesn't really feel like he belongs. His dad passed away when he was young, so he doesn't have any memories of him. He doesn't really get along with his older brother. Even though he's lucky to have one, because everybody should have big brothers. They're pretty awesome. But so he doesn't really get along with them, so he's kind of feeling like an outcast. It's actually his 16th birthday, and they find a staff and a special spell that helps, that their dad had left them, saying, "For one day, I want to be able to see who my sons become." I got a little bit chills right there, but so they try the spell. But because Ian Lightfoot weighs like 20 pounds, he's not really able to control it. So the entire movie, so he actually only brings back like half of them. So it's just the legs. So if you've seen the stuff from the movie and you see the guy with the volleyball head, that's their dad, because he's only halfway back. So the entire point of the movie is these two brothers. They go across, not really the country. They just go on a journey to find another gem so they can bring back their dad. And the big brother knows a lot about fantasy, and he knows a lot about the lore of the world, which is a really valuable skill, because in this modern day society, things that were difficult like magic and stuff has faded, but he knows all that information, so he's kind of the one that pushes forward the narrative. And then Ian Lightfoot is obviously, he's the magical one, so he's the one that's learning all these spells, and he's trying to figure out really where he belongs. So, but yeah, and it's made by Pixar, so it's already gold. So, I mean, they don't do wrong. Even when they do not great, even compared to other studios, I mean, it's still really good. So, I mean, I guess Brandon has different views on that.
Just like I can't think of a inherently bad Pixar movie. You know what I mean? Like, for example, there's like Pixar movies that you forget about, like The Good Dinosaur. Does anyone remember The Good Dinosaur? Did you see that?
I actually did not see that. No,
I did not either.
I think at this point that actually might be like the only Pixar movie I haven't seen.
No,
But all I could tell was that it was just Pixar taking a crack at Ice Age, which was some animal finding a lost child and trying to return it.
yeah, anything's better than the baby from Ice Age.
Ugh, yeah, that baby was annoying.
That's nightmare fuel right there. That look, that baby.
It's a different time, all right. Different time, different technology.
It still looks terrifying to this day.
Yeah, I mean, and there's some stuff that people aren't a big fan of, like cars and things like that. Yeah, so they do really good stuff. I don't know. Is there anything that you want to add about the story of Onward?
I think I enjoyed the story of Onward because like I wasn't as super jazzed. I was like, yeah, this sounds like a good movie when I went to it. I was like, but I was really worried that it would do the thing that I feel like every like movie nowadays does, where like they have a cool premise, so they only rely on the premise to push the movie. So it doesn't like have a good plot. It's basically in the entire premise. I feel like a good example of this is Tyler can pitch in a lot better. Is from what I saw, the movie Will Smith on Netflix, Bright, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that was a good example in my opinion from what I've seen of it. Like it had the fantasy setting, but it didn't have any substance to go with it, so it didn't end up being that great of a movie. Where Onward, like it had that really good like plot about the brothers, finding out like they're really good for each other, and that's like was the heart of the story, with the fantasy like around them adding more enjoyment to the overall story.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And Bright's a really good example of that, because I think it's really hard for people to really hit that. We want the meat of the world, and we want it to be organic, but we don't want it to be the only thing. And like Bright could have been a really great allegory for racism, which is what they were trying to go for, but it kind of got muddled and didn't really work out that way, in my opinion. So I think that's a really good one, because yeah, that was a fantasy regular world.
Yeah.
So
I still like. I think I actually did watch it when you guys had it on in the living room, and I still don't know what was going on.
I don't know. All I remember, there's like very few things I remember. One of them is Will Smith saying "Not all fairy lives matter." And I don't know if that was like a really scathing take on Black Lives Matters or not, and I don't really think I'm qualified to really make that assumption.
Neither am I.
And the fact that he hated people who could use magic, but he was the one that was able to control magic. Elves were high and mighty like they always are, and the orc guy just wanted to belong, and he was like the only person who had ever been an orc cop, and so everybody hated him.
Why are elves always like the high race?
I don't know.
Man, like they're elves. They're tiny. Like honestly.
I think it's because they live long. So I think that like because there's this inherent idea that if you live long, you know a lot of stuff. So they're always like, oh, like if you're immortal, if you live a long time, you probably research a lot of things. When in reality, like, they're probably just playing video games all the time, right? Like,
yeah, this is J.R.R. Tolkien's fault. That's all I'm saying. He's the reason why orcs get messed up and everything.
Everybody hates orcs. You know what?
Poor orcs.
We're starting a movement right now.
No.
Bringing justice for the orcs. We're starting it. We're doing a series all about orcs and how good they can be, how nice people they are.
Give me 3 examples of orcs being good guys, besides Bright.
I mean, like, there's not really any, like, but we're gonna change that with this movement. All right, we're gonna do it. It's gonna be a whole series, the whole web series, and it's just gonna be like different orcs, just like doing stuff that human people do, like having giant checks and taking them to like poverty-stricken areas and being like, you just won like a $10,000 from the Orc Foundation, like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get the PR firms involved. We're gonna turn this whole thing around.
I I'm sure Orkkind is already thanking you, Tyler. You truly are a champion of orcs.
All I ask is for several statues in my honor. That's
Man, that's so little to ask.
I know. I'm turning their entire race around. Like, all I have to do is just, I'm the savior. I just go in, you know. I have the power as just some dude. I can make it happen.
Oh.
Nothing about what I just said is wrong on any level.
We should probably get back to
Right.
Onward.
Right. That took a real turn. All right. So, that was the back of the box edition, with some other commentary about the movement against, movement for orcs. So feel free to get T-shirts made. If you want to open a cell in your city, send me a private message. We're gonna start doing some stuff, start campaigning. So I'm gonna get some people involved. Call my guys. We're gonna make it happen. But we should probably talk about the pops. You know, what are we thinking? Like 29 minutes of orc propaganda and like 1 minute of pops?
I am down for that.
Yeah? Alright, let's do that. Alright. So, alright, Brian's gonna talk about the first one.
I enjoyed the pops from Onward. I felt like they were a bit basics, but like one of the ones I really liked was one of the main characters, Ian Lightfoot, and he's just gangly kid. He's basically just Tom Holland with blue skin and blue hair. Like, if we're being honest, just, give him elf ears, turn him blue, and give him a wizard staff. And that's basically the Ian Lightfoot pop. But I really liked it because, like, I liked him as a wizard. It was really cool seeing, like, a modern-day wizard. And, for example, like, something from the film that they talked about, I found it really funny, is the reason why they didn't have magic anymore wasn't because of some, like, darkness came upon and magic left the land. No, it's because people were like, nah, that's hard. Technology better. We just flip the switch. We don't have to learn. And anyway, back to the pop. But like, I enjoyed the Ian Lightfoot because it's just like it's a nice looking pop with his wizard staff. Ready to do magic.
Yeah. I just actually noticed. Why do you think the tip of his ears are like not blue?
Was it like that in the movie?
I don't know.
Oh no.
Now I'm wondering.
Well, April 3rd, right?
Yeah, April 3rd. We're gonna gonna watch it again. It's definitely on the list. As you can tell, we're very observant, so it's actually one of our special skills. We have it on our business cards, so if you want one, let us know. It's gonna be orcsareourfriends.com. Yes, if you're wondering, this is gonna be going on the entire episode, so just so you know what you got yourself into. I know that's like 10 propaganda inserts later, but there you go. And I like that they have the Phoenix gem in the staff.
Yeah,
It's
it's
nice
really
touch.
nice. It's a really good touch. Should have like a second Phoenix gem in his hand.
Yeah, maybe, or it's like disintegrating, or like I don't know, just him being bumbling, because All right, so I'm gonna be talking about unexpectedly the Big Brother. So. The big brother's name is Barley, so he's Barley Lightfoot. He's voiced by Chris Pratt. He's kind of like that guy that's the slacker. He doesn't really have anything going on in his life. He's graduated, but he's just kind of at mom's house. So it's, that's kind of like his whole journey, is him trying to figure out, like, not really what value he has, because he's someone who really, like, has a lot of confidence and believes in the value he gives himself, but others seeing what he's capable of. But a big thing for him is he's really into like I said, like the D&D of that universe and like the lore. Honestly, wouldn't it be awesome to have history that has stuff like dragons and things in it, like for real?
That would be awesome. Also, make a lot of historical events a lot easier. Just saying, but just throw a dragon in there and boom, you win.
Like I just couldn't imagine. Like, I think that's the thing about the magic and like the lore that confuses me, is like, how are these people not like, hell yeah, let's study this? Like, why is this a rare thing? Like, I'd be like all about it. I'd be like, okay, I got several books, like I'm out like journeying, like looking through the world, like it's just so cool. Like,
but you gotta think about it from this way. Imagine this: you don't have any electricity, running water. You're studying magic and everything, but you're basically living in the equivalent of the Dark Ages.
I mean, I get that, but like, I mean, like in the modern age, like, why isn't there like a historical society or something at least?
Because they're lazy.
I guess. Humans. I mean, elves. So the first one I'm gonna talk about is the regular Barley Lightfoot. So he's blue. He's an elf as well. He also has that ear thing. So apparently we did just completely miss that. So he's got he's kind of like he's kind of grungy. So he's got like a ski cap on. He's got a denim vest, you know, because nothing says slacker like denim vests.
Sure.
With a lot of different logos on it, you know, stuff like different companies, different, you know, bands, things like that, you know, rocking out. So he's got, you know, the leather cuff, so you know that he's meeting lots of women, because how could you not with a leather cuff on? It's got it's got a glove, and he's holding a book, and the book is the history of the world, so it's like all of his lore. So he knows a lot of different things in it. I think it also is this. It's got spells in it, right?
Yeah, it has like spell. Yeah, I think it has spells in it. Yeah.
So it's really I really enjoy it. Like Brandon said, they're kind of basic. Honestly, a lot of this is just going to be us talking about what they can do, not so much what they're doing right now. So we're going to get to that part, but we just have to, you know, tell you about the ones that actually exist because we want you to go out, get them, definitely support it because it's great. Go Works. So Brandon's going to talk about his next one.
I mean, this one's it's a really simple one, but I just love it. It's like it's a unicorn. It's literally just a unicorn sitting down, and I really enjoyed it in the actual movie because they had unicorn being the pest of the world, like the rats and everything. So I would have to say like one of the funniest things in the entire movie was just seeing a rabid unicorn just hissing at them in a tunnel, and like this pop, it's basically just a unicorn sitting down. You know, it's really nice in the sense that like I like that it's sitting down actually a lot. And it's got like this nice like vacant look at you, like the pest it is. You know, it just stares into your soul.
Like it just ate your trash, and it's just like, "What's up?
What's up, man?
Hey, how you been?" No, the unicorns were really great. I mean, I could just imagine walking outside, you know, seeing my trash cans, some damn unicorns going through them. Unicorns! Like, you know, just getting, you know, your typical morning, you know, before you go to your meetings to talk about why it works the best. So. It's a really good one. It's a Hot Topic exclusive. They did a really cool chase too with some glitter in it, so that was really cool. So it's something that they just wanted to do, I think, just because one of the biggest things that we saw in the trailers was a unicorn. So
yeah.
So the next one I'm going to talk about is this one is also Barley. He's got two different ones. This is a Warrior Barley. So naturally, if you're a guy that likes D&D and history, you're gonna dress up in your D&D outfit. So. He's wearing like his spiked helmet. He's got a cape on. I'm guessing probably some aluminum foil chainmail, a tunic, you know, his scabbard with a dagger in it. He's ready to go off on journeys, you know, do some dungeon crawling. Strangely enough, not what he wears at all when they actually go through dungeons. So he really gets into it, you know. Like I said, he's really big into the lore. He's really big into doing these campaigns. So naturally, you have to have outfits that match that. So I really like this one, just because it's a really cool. I mean, it's a cool outfit. Like, you know, it's obviously dorky. I'm dorky, whatever. We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about works, but we're just really, it's really good just to see Barley kind of in different outfits. Kind of seeing him in his goofier outfit and seeing him in his regular outfit.
Now for the real, like the best pop of the series, in my opinion, is it's the Manticore. The Manticore. So it's basically a Manticore is basically like
the meanest character in the whole movie.
Definitely, and it's like a lion. Okay, lion, winged lion. Like what?
I think it's a head of a lion.
Head of a lion.
Wings of a bat.
It's got wings, and it's got like
leather
a
wings.
scorpion
tail. There we go.
Anyway, it's really cool looking. She's got like this like legendary sword that's really important to the plot and everything, and she's looking real mean. Like she's got that snarl going on and everything. She also has really nice nails, like nice pink manicured nails, because you know she's a Manticore of society. Okay, she's got to keep up her appearances, and honestly, I think it's just the coolest one of the entire set, just like because it's got the details like the sword and everything.
Yeah. Definitely, I like it a lot too. The Manticore was a big deal. She was pretty awesome. All right, last one we're going to talk about is, and if you're wondering why we're not like, this one's the best one ever, there's 6 of them, and we're talking about 6 of them, so we're talking about all of them. So it's not which of our favorite 6, it's a 6. Still hoping for another wave after the movie comes out. We don't know what's going to come in the future, but we'll see. But so the last one we're going to talk about, and last not least, it's the half dad. So it's Wilden Lightfoot. So like we said before, they use the Phoenix staff. They resurrect up until Brandon, stand up so that way they can get a visual. So all the way up to right there. So the essential parts, because obviously what you can see, you can hear, everything is in that part of your body. So you can sit back down.
Oh, okay.
So I hope you guys got a good view of what exactly consists of their dad, because the rest of it is like potatoes and a puffy jacket like vest, and a head with some sunglasses and a hat, kind of like a Weekend at Bernie's kind of, but like with Bernie was only half of a person. So it's they do a lot of gags with that, with the fact that like there's actually some nice moments surprisingly from the feet. Like
like really emotional moments from the feet. You wouldn't think that, but somehow the dad does it. So he's got power somehow.
Yeah, like I really I was surprised because I was like, oh, it's gonna be an emotional movie between the brothers, but then you got this like half of a man that's only legs and feet, and he's still able to somehow convey this care and convey this love, and it's just like that's more than I can convey in my lifetime, and he just did it with a tap of a shoe. Like I don't know, but so it's a good pop. It's pretty straightforward. It shows you exactly what his outfit was. So that's all of them. Kind of just covers the core cast. So now we're just gonna talk about the concept pops. Yeah. So what concepts would you like to see?
Me personally, what I would love to see is the mom character. I want to see a pop of her personally, because honestly, I think she was also really important throughout the story. Like just how much she supported them, especially at the end. And I would love to see like a chase variant or like an exclusive of her with the sword that the Manicore has. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Speaking of Chase and Manticore, I think we talked about this before. So, he's talking about the nails, but she looks feral the rest of the way. It's because, like, when she starts out, she's like Corey, and she's like this, like the manager at this, pretty much just like an Applebee's, and like she's got like glasses, and she's like frazzled, and like she's holding like plates of food, and she's got like the vest with like her name tag and stuff. So I would have loved to see a chase of that, because it was kind of ridiculous. Because the entire time Barley's like, it's the invincible Manticore, like it's its most amazing thing ever. Like he's like, she will give us what we need for this quest, and then she's like, oh my god, there's no tater tots for table 5. What are we gonna do? Like, and it was just so ridiculous. So I wish we could have gotten a chase of that, because I think that would have been really nice to see.
That would have been really cool, actually. Like, they just have so many like different ones they could do. Like another one they could really do is like the stepdad, who was like a centaur.
Yes.
Centaur, that was pretty funny, especially like whenever he has like his full hair and everything.
Yeah.
Like I think that'd be a good one too. That'd be pretty funny.
I was born to run. No, I think another one I would love to see is at the end. So the entire movie, you're gonna see this. Every time they look at the high school, they focus in on the mural of this goofy dragon that's their mascot. And you're like, something's gonna happen with this dragon, right? And guess what? Something happens with that dragon. And I know, see, we were just stunned. And so it came to life. Not in the way I expected, though, because I kind of thought, because it's like this full mural of a dragon, it was just going to like peel off, kind of like Looney Tunes style. But no, like, it becomes like parts of the building make this rock dragon. And there's like, the face is just that part, the mural of the dragon, which just makes it more ridiculous. And you see it get mad, and it actually like makes eyebrows pop out and go down to make it mad.
That's funny.
And so I think that definitely needs to be a pop. That one was just so good. Like, I just love the design of it. It was really ridiculous. It was still menacing. So I definitely want to see like a 6-inch dragon with that dumb mural face on it. Like, I think that would just be spectacular.
That'd be pretty great, not gonna lie.
So I think there's just a lot of stuff that they could do. Another one I was thinking about actually while we were talking that kind of brought up to mind is doing like the big adventures and stuff. I'd actually like to see one where they're riding the giant Cheeto.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Like, just like a giant Cheeto popping them on. Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
So, because they do, during it, like, Ian is trying to learn all these different spells, and he actually, like, some he learns, some not so much, because comedic effect and stuff.
Yeah.
So he actually, like, enlarges this Cheeto that they ride down the river to get to where they're going. It's really ridiculous, and obviously Barley's eating it because that's how he is.
Yeah.
So, and then, things like, I'd love to see the Pixies. You know, the crazy pixies motorcycle gang that was about to stab Barley, like, and shank him, like, these little tiny pixies, like, they were actually the size of Pops, and they were literally about to stab, like, these, like, 6-foot tall dude.
I'd love to see, speaking of, like, the Manicore and Corey, I'd love to see the actual, like, mascot character she has.
God.
Like, there's a... in the movie, because, like, Tyler was talking about, like, how she's, like, super, like, you know, she's worried about running her restaurant and everything, but it's still the Manicore's Den, or whatever it was called. So she has a mascot, Manicore, who's dressed up like her, but it's, like, super goofy, like Disney World, like, costume, basically, and it's just hilarious. Like, honestly, I'd love to see that.
It was awesome, and it just randomly pops up every time while they're in there. Like, remember, they were like, we're here to see the Manicore, and then you see this freaking stuffed Manicore just like, oh, hey, like, oh, how are you? Like, it's ridiculous. That's definitely a good one, too.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
So, see, like, you can make, like, an entire wave, honestly, of just the different stuff that happens in that movie. So that's why I really want to see them do that. Obviously, I'm not in charge. All I can do is liberate the orcs. I can't actually make Pops become like a thing. So, unfortunately, my powers only go so far.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
We're just gonna have to live with what we got, I guess.
Exactly.
But so those are our concepts. I hope you like our new format with the videos, because I really feel like this helps give you a visual representation. Brandon probably doesn't know what I'm talking about right now because I'm gonna do this in post. So you're going to actually be able to see what we're talking about because I'm going to be superimposing it on the screen. So that's going to be good for you. Like I said, he has no idea. But
I'm just here.
He's just here to, get a paycheck.
Exactly.
Paycheck is just gratitude. And maybe eventual statues in the work, hierarchy.
That'd be pretty good.
The ones like I'm just like here like liberating the orcs and like you're like down there like at my feet like holding onto my leg,
Oh God, no, no.
Don't worry, buddy. I'll save you. I'll protect you.
Oh God, no.
It's okay.
No.
But so that's the concept, Pops. So we're gonna go into the discussion. I feel like we talked a lot about it already, but I have a lot more thoughts. Like I said, it's really just one of my favorite movies I think that Pixar has done. What would you say out of all the Pixar movies? Let's count franchises, not just like sequels and stuff, because like all the Toy Stories would just be the first 4. But like, where do you think it lies in the Pixar chain for you?
Top 3.
Top 3?
I'd say top 3 personally. Yeah.
What are the other 2?
Toy Story, obviously, and probably Monsters Inc.
Okay.
Yeah, probably Monsters Inc.
Good choices.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, obviously a really good one. I definitely say it's my top 2. Like I said, Toy Story is just always going to be the first. It's just inevitable. But this movie really hit me in a way I haven't felt. Actually, it was actually a meme that kind of made me realize what it made me feel like. And it was actually because I don't know how many of you know about Full Metal Alchemist, but it's about 2 brothers who journey to find these secrets to bring back their family. So sounds very familiar to the plot of Onward, and that's my favorite anime. So that's what, a lot of that was very broad strokes, kind of the same. So I think that's why it helped hit me a little bit. But if you don't mind, I'd like to talk a little bit about why it hit me personally.
No, go ahead.
So Onward was a really big deal for me. Just to kind of get a little bit, and it's going to get a little personal. My parents have been divorced for as long as I can remember. They divorced when I was 3. Obviously, I don't remember too much about that time. I don't really remember last week. So, so being able to see this movie where it's these children that are having to deal with the fact that their family isn't together, seeing different scenarios that I've been in, seeing people, single parent struggle and try to do the best they can for their children, even though sometimes they don't know how. Seeing someone that is coming in, someone who isn't the parent, someone who's trying to be the step parent, and seeing how that relationship is and trying to kind of work on that relationship, kind of try to establish something with people that, in this one, they're obviously crazy about their dad. And so this new stepdad comes in and they're like, oh yeah, whatever, it's this guy. Like that really hit me because I was in that situation, you know, with his dad. So, and I love the guy, you know, but at first things weren't, you know, they weren't copacetic. You know, I was, you know, a little bratty kid. Now I'm just a bratty adult. Like, so things aren't. And seeing all these different situations, you know, seeing a big brother who's trying to do what he can for his little brother, even though he doesn't really know like what he can do, and just trying to do what he can, um, and trying to kind of show him, kind of teach him the ropes of how to be an adult, how to be a man. You know, there's just a lot of stuff that really fit into the categories of my life. Um, and I really appreciated that. And they didn't shy away from it. And you see a lot of, you know, the stepdad. He could have easily been that distant stepdad that was like, oh, you know, whatever, these aren't my kids. But you see him go across, you know, he goes on this journey himself to try to get these kids. And he puts his life in danger to save them for kids that really don't really care about him. I mean, they do, but like, they're not like, they're just like, I'm just gotta find my dad. Like, my dad's the only thing that matters. And he's like chasing them, trying to make sure that they're safe. You know, seeing that mom, you know, a lot of times in movies and TV shows, you see moms and they're like, all right, bye, sweetie. Like, I'll take care of the house. No, this mom went after them. Like, she's the one that found the manticore. She's the one that stabbed the dragon to, like, protect them. Like, you know, she was this badass figure, and she was able to, like, she did so much, and it was just like, what in the world? Like, they just did it so well, and I think they just really hit on what modern families are, because it's not the nuclear family anymore. You know, it's the families that, you know, divorced, you got new kids that you never even, you know, new kids that you're not their parent, you got to figure out how to do that. You know, you got new siblings that you know, are from a different marriage. Like, it's, you know, it's a lot messier. And that's, I think, what this movie was just really about, was just like being like, here's that family unit that you love so much, and here's what it really looks like. So I think that's why it really hit me, was just seeing all those relationships, because they just remind me a lot of my own. So I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
I got nothing. Like, that was really well put, and like, honestly, that was just really well put, and like, it's nice to see that emotional angle that movie gave you and everything.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's what makes it so meaningful to me, and why it's so quickly become one of my favorites. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think it's really good. Sorry, that was really intense.
Yeah,
I don't know. Would you like to see a sequel? I know Pixar is kind of like, I don't know if I'll do sequels or not.
I'd be down for a sequel.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, I think they could do a sequel. I mean, it's like, they explored the world, but they didn't explore it in all aspects of the world, so, like, I wouldn't mind seeing a movie about, like, maybe magic coming back and dealing with, like, coexisting with science and stuff, so I think a sequel could work well. Like, I think they left it open-ended enough that where they could have a new thing, you know?
I definitely think so. I could easily see, I think it'd be cool, you know, like, Ian is like, you know, in his high school at the end, he's like the only one that really does magic, but then he goes to college, and like, there's like an entire like guild of magic.
That'd be cool.
And so he's like, normally like, I'm the hot shot, like, I'm the only one that does magic in town. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I've been doing magic since I was 4. I'm 5th generation mage. And it's like, oh, neat. My brother gave me some trading cards that had some spells on them, and that's how I learned.
That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool. I could see them maybe doing like a Disney Plus TV show.
That could work too, yeah. Actually, like, I know Disney's always down to make TV shows out of their movies, so.
Actually, so you know, like how they're doing like all this stuff about like D&D and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd be kind of down for Chris Pratt playing Barley as a DM for a bunch of his friends.
That'd be pretty cool, actually, too. That'd be a good show. You should pitch it.
Should pitch it, yeah.
Just pitch it.
I'll call my guys at Disney.
Exactly.
They're working on this orc thing, but I think I can probably get them to work on a secondary.
Yeah, I think they can do 2 things.
I think so.
Yeah, they can multitask.
Yeah, I mean the orc thing's gonna be done by lunch tomorrow, so
Exactly.
it's gonna be fine.
Exactly.
Yeah. Man, I feel like we've just talked about it so much, like just throughout the entire episode. Okay. So, last thing about discussion.
Yeah.
What would you say? What statement would you say to convince people to go see this movie or to watch on Disney Plus when it comes out on April 3rd?
I'd say heartfelt emotional journey between two brothers with a dash of childlike wonder of magic.
Awesome. Love it. That was really good. Yeah. Honestly, if I read that on the back of a box, I'd watch it. Yeah. So maybe that's your future. You know, you can be the back of the box guy.
Exactly what Mom wanted for me.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Maybe, I mean, you know, you become eccentric. That could be your thing.
Yeah, that's true. I could do that.
No, I think it was really good. I definitely think it really hits it on the head. Another one can be, if you like the fair treatment of unicorns, don't watch this movie.
That's funny.
I just realized. So you know how they're like a modern society?
Yeah.
What do you think their Greek mythology would be like?
Do they have Greek mythology?
I don't know. Would it just be like regular story, like regular history?
Honestly, at least in my opinion, like, you know how like we have like Knights of the Round Table and all that? I feel like that's the only stuff they have, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's just medieval, like, European fantasy. Although
their Greek mythology is war.
Yeah, probably.
It's just the world wars.
Also, another thing, since you were talking about dragons, there are still dragons, but they did basically what we did to dogs. If you didn't, you know how they they have a little dragon. It's so tiny and can't do anything. It's like, so they did the same thing we did to wolves, but with dragons.
So just get a mental image of these elves at a fire and this dragon being behind them and just being like, you know, that meat they're cooking smells pretty good. What's the worst that could happen if I went up to this fire? And then you see the little, you know, snuffles running up to someone in their arms. That's exactly what happened.
Basically.
That's a deleted scene. So, you know, yeah. So that's the discussion. I hope that you love Onward as much as we did. If you don't, I don't like you. I mean, sorry. Roll it back. We value all opinions here at Pop Goes to Fandom.
Obviously.
Yes. Obviously. All of them. Yes. Unless they are anti-orc, and then we will destroy you.
That's true. That's true.
So, all of you that are anti-orc, don't worry. You're on our list, and you'll be first in the purge. Go orcs.
Yeah, go orcs.
As good as that felt to be like the ending, do need to talk a little bit about the pops that are coming out. So, so we're gonna save that for later as well. So just stuff that's being released in pops. Obviously, the world has shut down, so not much is happening in the stores because the stores are not open. So, big reveals. There's next month. There's supposed to be WonderCon exclusives. That's really exciting because you know normally we get like E3, San Diego Comic Con, New York Comic Con, and Emerald City Comic Con. But now we're getting WonderCon, and it's not just like a couple like LA Comic Con was last year. It's actually going to be a few of them. So things like Captain Atom for DC. It's also going to be some more troll dolls. There's so many troll dolls. Do people like troll dolls that much? Like, I don't understand. Like,
it was an okay movie. Like, I didn't like it, but
there's so many troll dolls. Like, I don't know.
Guess there's a market for it.
I guess. Like, must be how people felt when Furbies were around. Like, I don't understand. But so a lot of different WonderCon exclusives are going to be coming out next month. I'm not sure on the specifics. They didn't really say when it's coming out. But just be on the lookout for that. Like I said, just not much going on. Just because of the fact that, you know, everybody's kind of not allowed to, like, cluster. Like, we might be pushing it right now, actually. Just realizing, yeah, we didn't do the 6 feet, so we're just gonna have to do, like, let's push this back.
Yeah. You got a measuring tape, or,
I don't know.
Is that close? Is that close enough?
Well, you're almost 6 foot. Do you look like you could just lay in that?
I mean, I could if I needed to.
Okay, fetal position doesn't count. Like, okay.
There, I'm off screen.
Right.
Are you happy?
I mean, our attractive rating did go up. I'm sorry. Come here. It's okay. It's okay.
Finish the video.
I love you, and you are beautiful.
I acknowledge you.
Yeah, so those are the releases that are going to be coming out. Hopefully we'll have more news for you next time as the world slowly comes back together. if not, it'll be the apocalypse. I hope you're enjoying watching this while the zombies are eating your friend Fred.
Poor
Yeah.
Fred.
I know. He didn't stand a chance, though.
He didn't.
A man's not supposed to wear that much cologne during the zombie apocalypse. Like, what did you think was going to happen?
He got it for his birthday, okay, man?
I mean, I guess, but, like, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to be like, oh, man, wow, this guy smells like tulips. I don't want to eat him. They're dumb. Like, they're going to be like, this guy smells good. I want to eat his face. Like,
that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
I don't even know where that voice came from. Like,
I
that
don't
just-
either.
But yeah, so that is everything. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I actually have had a blast, so I'm really excited about these movies, or not these movies, these videos for Pop Goes to Fandom. I hope you learned a little bit something about Onward. I hope you learned a little something about the Pops. I hope you learned a little bit something about why the orcs are the best species of all time.
Agreed.
So remember, orcs are the way to go. Don't trust elves. Remember to always use flea and tick medicine on your dragons. Any other PSAs we need to do?
If you donate to an orc shelter near you.
Yes, donate to an orc shelter near you. Remember, orcsarethegreatestspecies.com. You go there, donate. All right, we're going to be doing a GoFundMe, probably a Kickstarter. I don't know. What are we going to do? Like some campaigns. My PR firm, Orcs R Us, is probably going to take care of some stuff. So contact your orc representatives if you want to be able to be one of our panel leaders. So a lot of great stuff coming in the orc fight. So just keep fighting the good fight. Remember, go orcs.
Go orcs.